Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. I'm Violet. If this is your first time to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Also, click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new tutorial. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. So today I'm going to share with you how I made this adorable farmhouse window with an Easter wreath. Well, now what we're going to do is get 4 of the same size art canvases that you can get at Dollar Tree. And what we're going to do is remove the canvas and the hook that you hang it with from the back. Just go ahead and remove everything off of the frame, because all we're going to use for this project is the frame itself. And some of these canvases were pretty easy to remove, and some of them, some of the staples were kind of hard to remove. Just kind of wiggle and use some pliers or some sharp scissors and just remove each one of the staples until you remove the canvas all from the frame itself. And just do this again to all 4 of the canvases. So once you're done removing all the canvases, you can go around and remove all of the staples, but I didn't. What I did was just flip them over and use the side where you didn't see the staples that were remaining onto the canvas, on the frame. And then what I did after that was just go ahead and paint them all white. Now I just gave it like a really fast, I guess you could say, 1 layer paint job onto each one of these frames because I wanted it to look more of the farmhouse. Of course, you can give it 2 good coats of paint in order to make it look nice and crispy, white or any color you're going to use. But since I wanted some of that rustic style, more of the farmhouse look, I just gave it 1 light coat of paint. Once I was done with each one of these frames, once I was done painting each one of them, I just went ahead and set them aside and allowed all of them to dry. Now what I like about this DIY that we're doing today, the window, you can easily use this all year round by switching the wreath or the bow that you're going to attach to this window. So it's a perfect DIY that you can use all year round in any farmhouse style decor room that you have. What I did while everything was dry, all the frames were drying, is I just grabbed a wreath form, and this one is just one that I had, and I had broken it, and all I did was just use some tape and tape it back together. Then I grabbed some nautical rope, I glued on the nautical rope and just started twisting it around the entire frame itself. Now after you twist it around a few times, go ahead and grab your glue gun and just add a little dot of glue, just to make sure that your nautical rope doesn't unravel and make it loose. If you want it nice and tight like I'm doing it, just go ahead and add that little dot of glue and then go ahead and continue wrapping your nautical rope around your wreath. This doesn't take long at all to do. Just go ahead and continue wrapping until you're completely done. Once you're done wrapping that nautical rope around your wreath, what you're going to do in order for you to hang it is you're going to use the same rope that you're twisting around your wreath, and you're going to add a little loop on the top of your wreath and glue it together in order for you to hang your wreath onto any decorative piece that you decide to hang it on. And just set aside your wreath. And what we're going to do is make a simple bow as well. Now I'm going to show you a different technique of how I make this bow by using a stapler. So what you're going to do is just kind of measure out how big you want your bow, and then you're going to cut 2 of the strips of the same size of this wire ribbon. Once you're done getting those 2, you're going to go ahead and staple them together, just making a circle, and then just go ahead and add 2 staples to the end. And then grab a different size ribbon, and I just decided to go ahead and use a smaller ribbon, but you can use the same size, or a medium size, just depends on what kind of bow or how large you want it. Then you're going to grab your stapler and do the same thing. Just add 1 staple to form a ring, and then you're just going to add all these together by adding crosses or X's, and you're just going to go ahead and pinch the larger bows together and then form that X. And then you're going to grab whatever next size ribbon you have, and then you're just going to go ahead and form an X on top of that larger ribbon. Once you're done stacking all of your ribbons together, grab a zip tie like I am, or some jute twine or any kind of ribbon, and you're going to wrap it around your bow in order to secure it. And if you add a zip tie like I am, go ahead and grab any color of the ribbon that you've used, and you're just going to glue it around that zip tie in order to cover it up so you won't see it. And I just attached that with some hot glue. Now you can leave it as is like this, and it's really adorable, but I wanted to add some tails. So what I did was just use the same 2 ribbons, and as you can see, I didn't have that much of that smaller ribbon, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it on my tail. What I did with the larger one first is just clean up the ends, then I folded it right in the middle and formed a triangle to form that point, and I'm going to staple this together, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the back of my bow. And this is going to form my bow. Now with the other smaller ribbon, since you saw that I didn't have that quite as much as I would like, what I did was just cut it into 2 pieces, and then I again just trimmed up the ends. And now I'm going to just glue them onto the tails of my larger ribbon. And that way you don't have to use as much ribbon. And there you have it, an adorable bow using a stapler. So what I decided to do was use this Easter picture that I had, and it had like a tin frame around it that said Easter blessing. So I just removed it off of the picture itself, that wood piece, and I'm going to hot glue it onto my wreath. And it's pretty simple to remove. As you can see, it's just a few pieces of glue that they added on. So just go ahead and remove it with a sharp scissors, or maybe a little knife that you may have. Then adjust it, make sure it fits onto the wreath that you're using. And just all I did was use my glue gun to attach it to my wreath. Once you're done attaching that sign to your wreath, go ahead and set it aside and grab your frames. Now what I'm going to do is just glue 2 of them together, and then I'm going to glue the other 2 together. And I just used my hot glue gun, but of course you can use some E6000 or even wood glue if you like. Just make sure you even it out, and then just press on the center to make sure they grip really nice and tightly, or you can use clips like I did. And you can do that with the other 2 as well. Now I'm just using a window of 4, but you can do a window of 6, a window of 8, just depending on how large you want your window. You're just going to use the same amount of frames. Then just go ahead and attach both of them together to form your window. And there you have it. Now, in order to hang my wreath, all I did was just grab these little press clips that you can get at Dollar Tree. They normally come in a package of 4 or 6. I glued it onto what's going to be the top of my window. Then I flipped it over, and with one of those hooks that I had on the frame, the pictures that I had, I'm just going to attach it to the center of my window. And there you have it. You can hang it up. Now I'm just going to add a little dot of glue onto my bow in order to attach it to my window. You can also use Velcro if you want to use that a different kind of bow for different seasons. And then go ahead and add your wreath. And there you have it. You can add this onto a window, a door, hang it on a wall, or even on a bookshelf. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, again, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.